Plants and Poetry Journal, June 2020. I think of you, our shared history, and stop digging, hoping there's still seed left in the surviving soil, hoping it'll take root and blossom, overflowing, until it becomes a forest, reminding me that even the mightiest trees need roots. Excerpts of Roots by Noelia Serna. A collection of poetry, prose, photography, and art, edited by Jamie Nix and Leslie Walker, cover art by Kylie Carey. First issue, June. Reconnection, remedy, roots, remember, release. Letter from the editors. Dear poets, gardeners, artists, and readers of all kind, I am writing you from my little nook on the corner of a quiet street in Rabat. I sit here drinking my lavender tea, purple pebbles floating to the top of my brown cup. The birds sing to me as they dance on the building parallel to my patio. River, my Australian cattle dog, lays at my feet on a burgundy Asmag rug. Slowly my wrists curate and form this little piece of magic we call the Plants and Poetry Journal. A portal, a fortress, a realm where we can explore each tiny crevice of our mind. In this issue, meditate with Jessica, walk through the garden with Pat, or tiptoe across the creek bed with Noelia. Dig into each page with these creators who express their reality. For each submission, our team at Plants and Poetry will plant a tree or type of vegetation in and around our neighborhoods. Planting requires planning, soil, climate, food, and water, all playing a part in where we will sow these new wonderful beings that are full of innate changeability, intelligence, and the capacity to connect with and heal one another. This issue, we received 25 submissions from 11 different contributors, from poetry, prose, digital art, to acrylic paint and photography. Our goal is to plant by spring 2021. Plants and Poetry began because each of us has something unique and beautiful to share with our community. My business partner Kelsey has a way of bringing back sick plants to health. Friends and family were always bringing their sick plants to her for plant treatment. As our house began to grow full, I began writing poems for each plant because poets do strange things like this. We thought we could share this. Now we've started this project in order to connect other poets, gardeners, and artists with new readers and small businesses that share the same passion for literacy, community, art, and agriculture. Please indulge and reach out if you want to get involved. Take care. Jamie at the Plants and Poetry House. Contributors. Melissa Ruiz Uday, Jessica Sirocco, Kylie Carey, Jamie Nix, Pat St. Pierre, Nathan J. Maybury, Jennifer Vasic, Noelia Serna, Leslie Walker, Zoe Nix, Madison Moon, Lexa Jeffus, Emily and Sarah Benton. First poem, Roots. Extending and intertwining, starting from seemingly nothing, rushing to find a home, anxious to make nothing everything. I divulge, I narrate, I chronicle myself in these roots. Roots extending over dozens of borders, more lines. Lines that are imagined try to destroy these roots. Intertwining across the sea, somehow wild waters welcome me. And you more than these lines. My roots are not attached, but rather anchor me. So I do not fall over. So I am free to breathe. These roots are my father's, my mother's, who cut their own roots so we could extend and intertwine ours. These roots come down from below and across the lines that are somehow more important than your life or mine. These roots come from across the ocean, filled with devotion, ripe for dirt and soot and ready for a storm. My roots are sturdy, my roots are proud, my roots are worn. I weave these roots in others so they don't tear. So one day, we can be unafraid to recognize each other. A poem by Melissa Ruiz Ade. Melissa is a musician and artist. She has been practicing poetry as a way to connect more to other creatives. Roots was inspired by her parents' immigration from Mexico and the thousands of others. Her primary form of expression is playing saxophone. You can find her playing in New Orleans with her band, Miles Casella and the Soul Thieves. She's from Fayetteville, Arkansas, and currently lives in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with her husband Travis, 2-year-old son Trip, and their cat Ash. The Healer. We go to the woman dappled in dark green jewels, thick-knuckled rings, and a thicker accent. I told him, hold out your heart. She will know what you need. He watched her shake a glass jar full of ropey spit. It'll mend that scowl, boy. She humphed when his frown deepened. Lady, are you a witch or something? Witch, she'd heard that word before. Her hands are twisting around a ratty throw. Lie down on this patchwork blanket, child. You need a dose of ghost knitting, pearls of web silking English squares, and a calming morning tea. It'll end that infidelity, boy. The boy blinked and walked out. The woman humphed. Her tea kettle hissed. As she waited, his rosy-cheeked girlfriend would arrive soon. A poem by Jessica Sirocco. Yoga. Pull your leg high. Kiss your knee to the grass. Pressure building under shell pink nails. Hold, hold, hold your heart in place. Count to 3. Repeat. Hear the twittering call over the mountain, the thumping of the honey-furied hair, lopped ears pressed together. Look out for his lucky tootsie paws. Arms up. Let your bones rest against your joints, humming in your arms, dotted with sweat and seedlings. Your legs are getting stronger, I can tell from the way that they glisten and radiate morning auras. Take your hands apart, rub away your matte impression, rest. A poem by Jessica Sirocco. Charge. Ugh, it's not working. My sister's fuming eyes squint while a white cord bites her fingers. The dead screen is waiting. Did you try running the cord down your throat? Your stomach holds an electrical juice box to life. Ew, that's disgusting. I'll try blowing into the port. Why don't you blow in between your ears to clear honey wax curious bees created? Maybe it works, but you weren't close enough to hear the tiny screaming black screen people holding up cardboard signs. I'll just buy a new one. They're all the same. Shh, shh. I clasped my hand over her mouth. Be quiet. They can hear you, you know. A poem by Jessica Sroka. Jessica was born in Ridgewood, New Jersey, and grew up in Hawthorne, New Jersey. She graduated with honors from William Patterson University in spring 2020, earning a BA in art studio with a minor in creative writing. Jessica is a writer, painter, and designer whose work is playful, lush, and intricate. She can find a story in simple acts like cleaning dishes, going for a walk in the forest, and picking flowers. She believes finding beauty in peculiar things is where everyday magic can occur. She's been published in Tiny Seed Literary Journal, Plants and Poetry Journal, and Ariel Publishing, LLC. Where will I go when an open door closed, new routine exposed? With white light, a window so old, spirit filmed this brick mold, moon covered in red. It's immaculate, it's unknown. Walk out on old brick, with me wind is heard. Some felt, I'm calm now, calmer than before. This might go down as the long curve. Light falls this night. Could it have meant? I bet. Nothing at all. But maybe more. Maybe more. Next is an illustrated memoir, pen and ink journal entry by Kylie Carey. A conglomeration of a surreal reality. I've been reconnecting a lot with my inside world lately. Since the outside world has become quite chaotic, I have consoled in my home by bringing nature inside, meaning lots of plants. I think it's important to be able to harmonize with your surroundings, whether you're inside or outside, and finding a good balance between the two. This is an illustrated memoir of my current studio apartment life with some surreal twist. Kylie is a Kansas City-based artist from Bella Vista, Arkansas. She's been drawing since grade school and have kept up with the hobby. She does freelance work whenever the opportunity arises. She enjoys traditional freehand drawing, painting with acrylic, and fiber art. She's recently delved into the craft of macrame and knot tying. Her Instagram handle is @badheartdecentart. Badheartdecentart. Poetic Remedies, an ode to hibiscus. Hibiscus, you sit outside my window. Stretch your limbs toward bags of skin that transport secrets. Remedies, red, right? Meddling your aroma, I create ecstasy that blooms Botox onto my face. Embroiled with acne, demanding pink points escape from the basement of my lip. I did not know you were coming until I walked into the living room. I witnessed you sitting on the counter, petals folded. Nothing short of a revelation. Subsided and waiting for the sun. You could cover the whole block if I let you. On my walk, I pretend I do not see the neighbor's shrubs of this habitual flower. They do not belong to you. We wait until nightfall. Iftar. When I know families sit down devouring the dinner table, I just want one each night. Then this turns into a deciduous mountain of gooey goodness, turning this quagmire of pimples, these perennials, into a soft piece of paper. Steps. 1. Pick your hibiscus flower. 2. Remove the middle piece with the yellow pollen. 3. Wash the flower thoroughly. 4. Boil 1 cup of water on low heat for 5 minutes. 5. Pour hot water over the petals and mix in 1 tablespoon of honey. Let serum cool. 6. Apply serum to the face. Let the petals sit on the face for 10 minutes before rinsing off. Remove serum immediately if your face begins to irritate. Poetic Remedy excerpt from Super Soil, a collection of poetic remedies and recipes by Jamie Nix. Seeds Woman. My deep deference for the gardeners of the cities, some being grandmothers, proud beacons of pH levels, saving eggshells and leftover tea leaves, recycling mixing bowls and extra bath mats, dusting magic on our roots, sowing ideas, throwing their bras in the street, tilling our wrappers from underneath the sofa, layering us with scarves, sweaters, symbols, and sage, we became root-bound, pouring our cups with fresh coffee, no sugar, and usually no milk, and a water bottle for the road. Each new journey, I collected rocks for Nana's nursery, her desk embellished with stones from new soil. It was the way that they would prepare our beds, never artless, always stacked decorum. We're ambivalent to these arcane rituals. We do not yet understand these coveted, canonized ways of our caretakers. Once we have characterized as grandmothers, gardeners of our cities, and planting seeds of their routine, their tendencies so cerebral and taciturn like a compass, navigating, sitting in homegrown spaces. We want to cherish these corners, these bird baths, these audacious pine trees, all the ones I've tried to climb, these defined porch swings, sharing their seats, their silence, and so often their servitude. Nurses, healing with their secrets, their stories, remedies revealed. And now their gray strands on top of my head, inching up each morning like bell pepper plants sown for summer. Myriad of memories, some shallow like a bonsai and others buried like the perennials near the patio. I could braid branches of willow trees into my hair for each time I recalled her voice. She said, "Ask me a question." How many times I answered ingeniously, "I don't know, yet." Nana, my question is, how is your garden so green, your space so sacred? How did you have the time? And what did you not plant that you still wish to? I've gathered many seeds since the last question. Remember, time is an illusion. One does not make time for sacred. Sacred is the essence of the core. Sacred never abandons. We usually cover it up with noise. Feel the sacred every moment. When you are consciously attached to the sacred, then decisions are easier. Bodies are temples and sacred, and words are sacred vibrations. A poem by Jamie Nix. Jamie is a writer, editor, and organizer with Plants and Poetry Journal. She is an independent researcher and content creator for topics that include poetry, connecting communities, and edible landscapes. She currently lives with her husband Tarek and their dog River in Rabat, Morocco. You can connect with her through her website, LinkedIn, or Instagram at Plants and Poetry House, or at Jamie M. Nix. On the next page, we have beautiful photography. First of some black-eyed Susans that look to be wild, maybe on the side of the road. Miss Pat stopped and captured them. The next picture is some blue hydrangeas. You just know they smell so good. The big blooms are like a ball the size of your face with a lot of little tiny blue flowers making up this big face-sized ball of flowers on this bush. And the green leaves come out from behind this big blue ball of flowers, and they have really pointy tips on the leaves and very defined veins that you can clearly see contrasting lime green color with the darker green leaf color. That photography is by Pat St. Pierre. Two more photos by Pat, actually. The next is a picture of flowers that have a vibrant gold center that stands up like a 3-leaf clover. And the petals, there are 6 petals, and they're in the shape of a triangle. And each petal looks like it was once white, and then a feathery paintbrush put one nice random stroke of lavender purple onto the white petal. And there are 6 of them, yes, in a triangle with a 3-leaf clover looking golden center standing up in the middle. She has cut out the background and placed it onto a black background so it really pops, looks very vibrant. The white, the lavender, and the gold. The next photograph by her is a beautiful butterfly. It's a black butterfly, but it has blue transitioning into gold on its spots with some white tipped patterns on the edges of its wings. And it's sitting on a column of purple flowers that, well, the whole rest of the picture is just taken up by these plants that have these columns of purple flowers, lots of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the columns. And then it's focused right in the middle, right on that butterfly sitting on one of those flower columns, and it's just eating up some nectar. About the photographer. Pat St. Pierre is a freelance writer and amateur photographer who has been writing poetry since her high school days. Her first poem was published during college, and from then on she was captivated by the written word. She's had adult and children's poetry, fiction, and nonfiction published in a variety of online and including various magazines. Some publications are Flutter Poetry Journal, Lutheran Parenting, Boston Literacy Review, the Ekphrastic Review, Leaves of Ink, The Metaworker, Poppy Road Review, and more. Pat's specialty is trying to capture small vignettes of life and turning them into poems. Many times, photos will accompany the poems. Her topic vary from simple, ordinary events to traveling down dark journeys. She's had 3 chapbooks published by various publishers. Her first, Reality of Life, was published by Foothills Publishing. Her second, Theater of Life, was published by Finishing Lines Press. And her third, Full Circle, was published by Kelsey Books. All 3 are available on Amazon.com. Untitled. If God speaks in 1,000 voices, and from each voice 1,000 words, each word for 1,000 ears, then God sounds like a train horn. I can hear God in a train horn on the Del Mar beach. Saturday drip castles when sand grain felt bigger on my feet. back when God had one voice and I didn't yell at trains. A poem by Nathan J. Mabry. Nathan J. Mabry is a member of Phoenix Artists Cooperative in Fayetteville, Arkansas. He works in acrylic painting, ink, and graphite drawing, and most recently he has been joyously exploring his inner world through poetry. Next we have a painting called Birch Trees by Jennifer Vasic, and it is a beautiful champagne color background of like a sandy silver gold, and then it's just a zoomed in view of these birch trees. They have contrasting white and black random pattern all over them, with a few branches overlaying onto the tree next to it. The outer part of their bark is papery and loose, and that's how we get these variations in contrast of the black to gray to white in the tree bark. Jennifer is an educator at Tulsa Community College in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She enjoys poetry, painting, reading, cats, and raising her 2 children. She had her own art school for children in Norman, Oklahoma, and has been published in Moxie Magazine and West Oklahoma Family Magazine. She now resides in Tulsa with her husband, 2 children, 2 cats, and a lot of canvases. Finding You in Tinker Creek. It is within the pages of your favorite book where I find the stillness of your soul. As the author discusses life through the lens of Tinker Creek, the piece of you ripples through my core. I hear your voice in the gentle winds described, see your handsome, thoughtful gaze reflected in Dillard's night sky, and I want to be the flowers painting the expanse of your meadow, the humming of birds' wings as night falls on your fields, the silver shimmer on the surface of your waters, the thing, whatever it may be, that brings beauty and brings peace, because this is what you give to me, sweet soul, don't ever cease. A poem by Noelia Serna. Roots. Somewhere beneath the soil, brown hands work the Roots. Somewhere beneath this sun, brown hands work the soil, preparing the earth for seeds. Wrinkled brown fingers pull a towel across a beaten, sun-beaten, almost black forehead, as old eyes look across the dusty fields. Farmer, migrant worker, beautiful, necessary, hard-working soul. Sitting here on my color-coordinated balcony, surrounded by Spanish tile mosaic tables, I think of you beneath the Central American sun as I write this poem, facing the gently flapping American flag. We have the same sea salt in our veins. The rhythm of the ocean waves beats alongside our hearts, our breathing syncopated to the same Spanish guitar lullaby in our souls. We are one. I have worked so hard to uproot, while you have worked just as hard to plant. I think of you, our shared history, and stop digging hoping there's still seed left in the surviving soil, hoping it will take root and blossom, overflowing until it becomes a forest, reminding me that even the mightiest of trees need roots. A poem by Noelia Serna. A poem for the tree growing beside the overpass. When I saw you this morning, you had bloomed, green-sheathed arms reaching for the skies, the sun cascading delicate orange, white, pink, and blue streaks, intensifying behind the deep green leaves springing from your outstretched branches. I don't remember you being this green before today, as if you blossomed overnight. Just yesterday, your bare bark arms stretched toward heaven, a plea, almost like a prayer. And today you stand confident, glowing in the pale morning light. You are stunning, bold, alive, almost as if you too are a survivor of unspeakable things, almost as if you too have walked through valleys that no one ever thought that you'd find your way out of, almost as if blooming is a revolution against all who thought your bare bark was all you'd ever be, a reclaiming from all those who reduced you to nothing more than your winters. And I swear, as the light reflects off the dewdrops collecting on your leaves, that I can feel God and that hope settles on this day. So real, I can touch it. It is in this simple act of being, existing, living, blooming, and saying to the whole world with our green-sheathed arms that we are more than survivors. We are alive and whole and well, finding power, purpose, and hope in simply overcoming as we both plant our feet in the soil we've been given, take root, and bloom. A poem by Noelia Serna. Noelia is a Latina poet based in Fayetteville, Arkansas. She was born in Costa Rica and immigrated to the United States at the age of 7 and received a bachelor's degree in English from Westminster College in Missouri. Her poems have been published in audio form in Tierce Journal, The Revolution Relaunch, and the North Meridian Review. Noelia is a reader and poetry feedback editor for Tinderbox Journal, an assistant poetry editor for Borderlands Texas Poetry Review, an associate editor for Sibling Rivalry Press, a writing mentor for PEN America's Prison Writing Mentorship Program, the board president and director of the Ozark Poets and Writers Collective, and a writer for Powerful Latinas. On the next page is a painting done by myself, actually. It's called Native Roots, and it is a painting of a turtle floating in the universe, encompassed by one crescent of white moon on the right side and a crescent of black moon on the left side. And where the moon crescents touch in the center, they crisscross, and there is an eyeball, one singular eyeball there in the crisscross of the moons. The turtle is in the center in a ovalish kind of shape. And I modeled the background of the turtle. It's a Native American pattern that's modeled after a piece of Native American handmade jewelry that I have. So Native Roots, painting by Leslie Donnell Walker. North. As we stand on the shoulders of Grandma, Grandpa, may we realize this position. We are meant to learn from our elders so that we may be able to do something new with our energy here, as opposed to, or instead of, learning what they already have spent a lifetime to learn. Let's listen to their wisdom, seek the higher self, the new self you are meant to remember. A poem by Leslie Walker. Leslie is a woman on a mission to radically love herself and everyone around her. She is a human with an immense energy for life and creatively expresses herself on a daily basis. She identifies as an intuitive spirit aiming to use her gift to help others. She is a patient and understanding teacher She is a jewelry maker of 16 years and a painter of whatever feels good. Leslie is a practitioner of intuitive health and an integrative health coach in Northwest Arkansas. She is an adventurer and expression of life. You can contact Leslie on her website, themoonstonebuffalo.rocks, Instagram handle at themoonstonebuffalo. Next is a painting called Colorful Distance, a painting by Zoe Nix. This painting is a painting of a person. They are aligned with the left side of the painting. The background has 3 solid, large colors. This person has black hair and is wearing a black sweater. Their eyebrows go straight across the top of the eyes, and there's a beautiful dappling of colors on the face to show shading and dimension. We have sort of a smoky blue, like a cloudy blue color. We have a blush pink, mustard yellow, some white, gray, shades of tan. Zoe Nix enjoys tons of things, and one in particular being painting. She says she's absolutely no professional, but it brings her peace and joy, which can sometimes be a difficult thing to find in times like these. From picking the canvas to the colors to the story behind the painting, every part is unique and special. Moonchive is an archive of jewelry and sculptures made by Madison Moon. You can connect to her at theirnameismoon@gmail.com or on Instagram, handle at moonchive, and that's spelled Moonkive, unless it's spelled wrong, and maybe it's Moonkive. Earrings made of clay, acrylic paint, and a protective coat. In the picture, she has a pair of earrings that is shaped into colorful little orange and yellow mushrooms, and a bundle of bananas, and some watermelons. Watermelon felt earrings. Very, very cool. The next artist we have here is called Damned to Divine. Is a non-binary, size-inclusive clothing, upcycled, vintage, and eco-friendly. So they sell clothing. We have a Zai top in the garden, a top made entirely of recycled scraps. Handmade by Alexa Jeffus, designer, seamstress, and stylist. Instagram handle is at perplex.a. And you can connect to Damned to Divine on Instagram at damned2 divine. Next is Yarb. We are hill folk sisters who grew up in the Ozarks after years of crafting our own herbal medicine. We are now sharing our offerings through our new small business. Yarb is a dialectal form of the word herb used by the Ozark hill folk. Herbalism is an act of remembrance, a teacher, uncovering our innate bodily wisdom to empower the individual and deepen our connection with the earth. Living in our ancient bodies during these modern times is not always easy to navigate. Our medicines are reflections of the needs in our daily lives and create a bridge to the unseen world. We make nourishing tonics, potent elixirs, and small batch place-based medicine. All herbs we use are organic or ethically wild harvested. This season we have launched our Medicine of the Month project, a monthly subscription running from May to October, where you will receive an herbal medicine each new moon. It might be an elixir, tincture, body oil, face mist, and so on. We are working with small-scale herb farmers in the United States along with ethically wild harvested plants from Ozark Mountains. The package will come with one herb medicinal and medicine massage. The medicine massage is a digital information card including the process in which it was created, how it relates to larger seasonal and astrological patterns, and will sometimes include meditations and prompts to deepen your relationship. For more information or to sign up, head to the website. It's only $20 a month and you can sign up or cancel at any time. We appreciate your support. Connect with us, yarb.apothecary@gmail.com. On Instagram, @yarb_apothecary. Website, yarbapothecary.com. Thank you for reading. Well, you've come to the end of it. Thinking of reading it all again? We hope that this is a tool for you to connect to other human beings. We hope that this is a tool for you to connect to the creative human aspects of yourself. Your time and energy are precious commodities, and so for that, I say thank you. Thank you for taking the time and spending the energy to read and enjoy this compilation. You are truly appreciated. The people that we feature in this journal are contributing love and light into our world. Go to their pages and show them some appreciation and support. If you felt connected to any specific artist, I urge you please go support them however you can. Under the contributors page, you can click on a name to be taken to their info/support page. Please send us a personal review of this journal here at plantsandpoetry.journal@gmail.com. We love honest feedback, and we created this to share and support artists. We believe everyone is an artist. We all use different mediums to express our art. On the next page, you will find the inspiring words for next month's issue. Please read these and be inspired however you may. Then use that inspiration to create something to submit for next month's issue. You can submit poetry, prose, photography, art to us at plantsandpoetry.journal@gmail.com. Please include a photo, short biography, and your social handles, as well as a voice recording of your work if it is a written work. Namaste. Leslie at the Plants and Poetry House. Second issue, July. The following words are to theme July's issue. These are some writing prompts that hopefully will inspire you to create art to submit for the July edition of the Plants and Poetry Journal. Our theme words are boundary, breadth, behold, being, and becoming. Starting with the word boundary. Life aspect. In life, we experience the boundary of human form. Life itself, however, seems to know no bounds when it comes to expressing itself. Life is pure creative energy and creation without boundaries. Self aspect. In the boundary of my body, I move throughout the day. In the boundary of my words, I create my personality. In the boundary of what I allow, I cultivate all the possibilities that exist for me here in this life where I'm bound in a body. Plant aspect. Bound to the earth and boundaries set by Father Sky, I flourish where it works for me. I can change form to flourish. I can change what I need. I adapt. My roots find a home as I settle in to eat the sun. Breath. Life aspect. Breath is vital. Breath is transmutable material. It is energy. Self aspect. In, out, without thought. Life takes care of this process for us by sheer determination to survive. We can focus and control the speed. We can utilize breath. We transform breath, and so much more. Plant aspect. Yes, I have to breathe. I have the breath of life breathed within me as well. In and out, in and out. We're opposite sides of the coin, you and I. I make oxygen, and you make carbon dioxide. You breathe oxygen. I breathe carbon dioxide. We need each other to breathe. Behold. Life aspect. Behold, still and staring. Perceiving perspective. Life is. And it holds much. Life, quite frankly, is beholding. It is what we behold. It is the orchestra of infinity surrounding our perceiving perspectives. Beholden. Self aspect. At every moment, eyes opened or closed, we behold something. We are somewhere all the time, and we're observing something where we are all of the time. This is when we behold. It's constant. We become what we behold. What are you beholding? Plant aspect. I look, I feel, or maybe I look without eyes? Is that feeling? How do I behold without eyes? Am I beholding anything at all? Maybe more than anything, I'm something that is beholden. Look at me. Being, life aspect. A being, a body-bound expression of life. Being, existing. Being, always being. Being is seemingly infinite. Who knows where things stop? Being. Life is the core aspect of our being. Self. What I am doing is what I am being. I am being. I am a being. I am being blank. I want to be blank. I am. My being is what I am. Being is my core essence. Plant. Am I a being? I am existing after all. If I have the ability to be anything, tall, short, dead, if I feel, I communicate, I heal, I contribute, am I a being after all? Becoming, life aspect. I am becoming something new all the time, same as you and same as literally everything. Well, surely something isn't in the process of becoming. Wrong. Everything is. Constantly being what is in order to bring it into a present existence. Then that present passes as quickly as breath and on to the next thing already. It happens this fast. I am life. Self aspect. Becoming. You are always being what is coming. What you are being is what is to come. Your ability to be cognizant of what it is you want to come gives you the superpowers to become anything you can think of, behold consistently enough, and be it into reality. What are you becoming? Plant aspect. I'm always becoming a reflection of my caretakers, becoming a bigger, smaller, different plant all the time, growing and becoming whatever I will be. Word descriptions written by Leslie Donnell Walker. You submit We Plant, plantsandpoetry.org/journal. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a beautiful, beautiful night, or day, or moment. I hope that your experience is beautiful.